Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to EnggAdda. So today I'm going to discuss what is Jenkins, why we are going to use Jenkins, and how we are using Jenkins. So let me go to the next slide and show you what is Jenkins. So Jenkins is a tool that is used for automation. So Jenkins is a CI/CD pipeline tool. So what do you mean by CI/CD? So CI means continuous integration, which means when you are going to commit some changes to the Git, it automatically after that does the build and then does the test and then deploy it. So this is what CI/CD, continuous integration, like whatever changes you are going to push to the Git, the same thing will start building and testing and deploying. So continuously everything is followed up after the push. So that is why it is called continuous integration and continuous deployment. So Jenkins is an open source server that allows all the developers to build, test, and deploy softwares. It works on Java as it is written in Java. So when you're going to install Jenkins, it will ask for the Java. Okay, so by using Jenkins, we can make a continuous integration of project. So we can design each steps of our pipeline using Jenkins. So let me go to the next slide and then show you what is before Jenkins scenario. Okay, so what was the scenario before Jenkins? So let me try to introduce one scenario. Let's say you are working in a US or UK based client, okay, and you are working in India and you are working for the US or UK based project. So their timing and your timing is different, okay. So you are working in, let's say, in afternoon from 12 to 8, and they are working in the different time, and their build is happening around 5 a.m. IST, and you are sleeping at the time. So what is happening? Let's say today you did some changes, you commit your codes, and then you log off. And the build is happening 5 a.m. in the morning. Then let's say because of some error, the build has broken, and nobody knows whose commit is making the build broke. So then the finger pointing would begin in the team. So this was the scenario before Jenkins, but Jenkins solves this scenario. That is why we are using Jenkins. How it is solving? Because of CI/CD pipeline. Okay, so let me discuss one another scenario. Let's say you are working in a project and their build time is around 10 or 12 p.m. in night. Okay, so what is happening? You have to push your changes before their timing. Let's say you push your changes to the afternoon 12 and their build is 11 p.m. in the night. So with the time gap you are just keeping and wasting your time. So that was another scenario. So this was the scenario before Jenkins, but after Jenkins, because of the CI/CD pipeline, nothing like this happens. So whenever the build is broken, you can track it out and the developer will get the notification immediately and it can start working on the errors. So let me go to the next slide. So what is Jenkins used for? So Jenkins is used to build and test your product continuously. So each time someone is committing the changes, it will start the build, it will start the test and then start the deployment. If anything is failing, then immediately the developer will get notified and then the developer start working on the errors. So developer can continuously integrate changes into the build. Jenkins is most popular open source CI/CD tool on the market today and is used in support of DevOps alongside other cloud native tools. Let me go to the next slide. This is how the Jenkins pipeline is looking like. So let's say you are a developer, you commit your code and then you push your code to the Git and you made one pipeline, Jenkins pipeline. Then once you commit your changes to the Git, it will start doing the build, it will start taking care of the test, and it will start the deployment either in the dev QA or any UAT environment. Once everything is fine, then you can deploy your changes to the production. Let's say some build is failed, then it will immediately notify the developers, and the developers can look into that and then again commit the changes to the Git. So again the build will start. So this is how Jenkins pipeline look like. Let me go to the next slide. So this is how it works, how the Jenkins is working. So earlier when the Jenkins was not there, it was really difficult for the team to know who broke the build. But after Jenkins, because we are using the CI/CD pipeline, then it will immediately notify whose commit is breaking the build. So we are able to know. So the finger pointing is not there in the team, and now the developer can immediately pick up the error and then start debugging the code. And then once the code is fixed, it can push the code to the Git again, and the build will start. So now it is easy to determine. Okay, I will try to show you how this thing happens. I will try to create some Spring Boot project. I will try to show you how you can manage your build, how you can start doing the deployment. So everything I will show you practically in the next coming videos. Jenkins provides the ability to run a build in a parallel across multiple machines to minimize the total amount of time it takes to complete many of these activity. So parallel execution is also possible in the Jenkins. So this is about Jenkins introduction. In the next video, I will try to cover how we can install Jenkins on our Windows machine. And then coming videos, I will try to create some application and try to show you how you can plan your build, how you can create a pipeline, and how you can deploy something on the Jenkins. So this is about this video, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to EnggAdda. So today I'm going to cover the topic how we can install Jenkins on our Windows machine. So there are a couple of ways you can install Jenkins on your machine. Either you can download the Jenkins setup and install it. I'm going to download the Jenkins war file, and every time when we want our Jenkins server to be up, we will run that war file and make our Jenkins server up, and then we'll log in and then do our works. So let me go to the browser and then let me try to download the war file. So you can go to the site called war Jenkins packages, and you can go to this site, go down. This is the latest release, you can see, and click on this, and then you need to download the Jenkins war. Click on it, it will start downloading. So I already have this. Okay, so let me pause it. So I keep this war file here in my folder structure. So I made a folder Jenkins war file and I keep it here. Whenever I just want to run this war file, I will open up a command prompt here. Okay, so for the first time, I'm going to install the Jenkins on my system. So this is the war file location, and the command that I need to run is java minus jar and then the file name, which is jenkins.war. Okay, just one thing I just want to remind you is that you must be installed with the JDK 17 or 11. Okay, so if it is less than 11 version, then it won't work. So either 17 or 11 should be there in your machine. So once you are done with the installation of JDK, you can try to run the Jenkins war file using this command. So let me enter it. So it will take few seconds to do the configuration, and then it will generate one key. You can see this is the key. So the first time you are going to install Jenkins, then you run this command, then it will generate one key, and then This will make our Jenkins server up on the port number 8080, which is the default port for the Jenkins. And when you try to hit the port number 8080 locally, then it will ask for the password. So this is the password that you need to provide. So let's wait for some time and then see once the Jenkins is fully up or running. So you can see the Jenkins is fully up and running. So let me go to the browser and then let me hit the URL http localhost 8080. Okay, so you can see it is asking for the administrator password. So that is the password. You can come here and copy this password. You can also see there is a location where this password will be generated. So you can see this is the folder structure for me. You need to go to the .jenkins folder and secret and then initial admin password. There also you can find this password. From here also you can copy it, then use for login. So come to the administrator password. You just provide it here and then continue. So what it will do, it will try to install all the basic packages, all the basic plugins for the Jenkins setup. So it will take few seconds or few minutes depend upon the internet speed. So once everything is installed, every plugin is installed, then you can start working with the Jenkins. So you can see it is asking us to install suggested plugin. So let me click on this. So you can see these are the plugins that it will install. So it will take few minutes to install every plugin. So let's wait for that. Once it is completed, then we can start working with the Jenkins. It, it took me around 50 to 20 minutes to install each plugins, but you can see many of them are failed. So don't worry, you can go inside and go inside the Jenkins, and from there also you can go to the manage Jenkins and install these plugins. So let me go to the continue, and here you need to provide your username and password. So let me provide the username and password here. So let's say let me confirm the password. Provide your name if you want. Let me do like engineering at only. Okay, and the mail, let me try to use this mail, and then you can go save and continue. And if you want to change the port number, you can change it, otherwise you can keep this as well. So let me go to save and finish. So you can see it is showing us that your Jenkins setup is complete, but some plugins require Jenkins to restart, and it appears this instance does not support an automated restart. Please manually restart your instance now to complete the installation. So let me come here. Let me try to do Control C. So I'm just closing this running instance of the Jenkins, and let me try to rerun this. Okay. So you can see Jenkins is fully up and running. Now let me come here. Let me try to refresh this page, and it is opening up the login page. So let me sign in. So this is how the Jenkins dashboard is looking like. So whatever plugin was failed, you can come here to the manage Jenkins, and you can come down and then you can see manage plugins, and here you can go to the plugin and Also you can go to the available plugin, and here you can search for whatever plugin has failed. So let's say, let me check if the git is installed or not. So this is the git pipeline. Let me select this git server and then install without restart. So it will install it. So from here also you can install whatever plugin has failed or whatever plugin you require. So you can install from the manage Jenkins plugin manager. So this is about the Jenkins installation on the Windows. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to Engineering Adda. So today I'm going to discuss how you can create your first Jenkins jobs and how you can build your job. So I will be creating one Spring Boot project and I will try to show you how you can create a job of it and then how you can build your Spring Boot project. So let's get started. Let me go to the IntelliJ and then create a Spring Boot project. You can also create a simple Java project and then try to create a job for it and then try to do a build for that. So let me go next and then let's say it's a Jenkins application, Jenkins job, something like that. Okay, go next. Let me include Spring Web. If you want, you can, or it's not required to include any dependency because we are going to create a simple project here. I'm just including. Go to new and then let it open. So it will take few seconds to configure itself and download the starter dependency. Go to this. Let me reload this. Load a my own project. Okay, it is resolving dependencies here. Let it done. Let me go to the source main and then Java. Let me create one logger instance here to log something. So let's say logger. Okay, let me import the logger class here. Okay, and then factory dot get factory. Okay, we need to provide the name here. I think get logger. I think. Okay, now let me create one post construct here. So let's say public void init. Let me try to log some information. So let's say welcome to Engineering Adda. Okay, and let me annotate this with the post construct. So this is the simple application that I have developed. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to push this application to the GitHub. So I already have the Git desktop, GitHub desktop installed on my machine, so I'm using this. So let me push this repository to the Git. So let me add this locally, and then Jenkins demo app or Jenkins job application. This is the application that we have created now. Add this, and let me provide the commit message. First commit it and push it. Okay, so it will push the changes to the git. Let me try to show you. So it's EnggAdda. Okay, come here, you can see this is the application that we have pushed to the git. Okay, so we are done with the creation of our Spring Boot application. We pushed it to the git. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start the Jenkins on my local. So it's already running. Let me close it and then restart. So I'm using the war file to restart the Jenkins. So my war file is there inside D, and then we have the folder called Jenkins war file. Let me open a command prompt here and then run the Jenkins war file. Java -jar jenkins.war. Okay, so it started running the Jenkins instance locally. So once it is up, we can log to the Jenkins and then we can try to build our first job. So you can see Jenkins is fully up and running. So come here to the browser. So it is up on the port number 8080. So let me go there. In the earlier videos, I showed you how you can install Jenkins on the Windows machine. So you can watch that. So let me log in here and let me try to create one fresh job. So you can come here to the new item and then I'm just going to create a Maven project. So let's say it's a Jenkins job. Okay, Maven project. Okay, okay. Now you can give some description here. So let's say this is a demo Jenkins first job app. Okay, so here we are using git project. So whatever project that we have pushed to the git, I'm going to use this URL and we'll try to clone the git project in our Jenkins environment. So we need to include this, and here we need to provide the project URL. So let me come here, let me copy this and then come to the project URL and then paste it out. Now go next. I'm using the source code management for, as a git, and here you need to provide the repository URL. So this is the repository URL. You can copy it, come to Jenkins and then paste it out. If you want, you can provide your Jenkins credential here. So you can go here and then you can add, and then you have to provide the Jenkins username and password that you use to log in, and then you can include it here. I'm not going to do that. So we have provided the repository URL. Now go next. So I'm just going to use the poll SCM. So I'm going to use the cron expression. So what is cron expression? Cron expression is to tell Jenkins to run your build at what time, at what duration. So everything you need to specify to the Jenkins about your build when you want your build to be run. So let's say I'm going to run our build every minute, every hours, every day, every month, every year. So that is how you can provide your uh, cron expression. So let's say the cron expression for this is star, 5 star we need to provide, and there should be a space between them. Okay, so it will run whenever we are going to commit our changes to the git. It will automatically pick up from there and then start doing the build. Every time we'll try to uh, do a new commit, it will try to pick from the git and then automatically it will start the build for us. So let me go next. Okay, let me try to provide the goal and promises goal and option here. So let's say we are setting the maven install goal here. So let's say install, add, invoke top level maven targets. Okay, here the goal should be install. Okay, let me remove this goal as of now. Okay, now let me try to apply and save it. Okay, so our project is up now. We have created our project. Let me try to build it. So this is Jenkins job. You can come to the dashboard. You can see we have created Jenkins job here. So from here also you can click on the drop down button and then build it now. So you can see it is started building. Okay, so let me go inside this and see what is happening there. So let's say go to the console output and you can see it is started building our project. Okay, it is failing. Let me try to see. If any exists, dump this. Fail to execute goal. There is a test failure. Okay. Let me try to run this application locally and then try to see if it is running or not. So, okay. So you can see it is failing here. Why it is failing? Exception in the thread main Java lang, exception initializer error, class cast exception. Okay, because of this logger, I think we are getting the exception. So let me try to remove the logger here. Let me try to simply print out some statement here. So let's say I'm using this out. Let's say it's welcome to engineering adda. Okay, and then let me try to push the changes that we made here to the git. So you can see it, the changes are reflecting here. Let me try to commit again. Second commit and then push it. So whenever we made some changes and commit the code to the git, it will automatically trigger one build here. So let me show you. Let me go to the Jenkins job and you can wait for some time and then in some time it will start the second build. You can see it is started the second build automatically because of the cron expression that we have defined there. So let me open this build and then show you what is there, how it is behaving. So I think it is started building the application and you can see our log is also there. Welcome to engineering adda. You can see this log here. Okay. So I think it is working fine. Let the build be success. Yeah, you can see the build is success and then it is finished successful. So this is how you can create your first job, how you can try to build your application. And if you want to build your application each time you are committing the changes, then you have to specify the cron expressions for that. So this is about this video, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. In the coming videos, I'm going to cover how you can create your Jenkins pipeline to build your project. So let's say you are developing some application and you want your dev environment to be run first and then the QA environment and then the production. Then how you can create a pipeline for that, I will be covering that in the next video. So please support me and subscribe the channel. Thanks. Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to Engineering Adda. So today I am going to cover the topic what is Jenkins pipeline, how we can build our Jenkins pipeline. Everything I will tell you in this video. So let me go to the next slide and let me tell you what is pipeline. So in Jenkins, a pipeline is a collection of events or jobs which are interlinked with one another in a sequence. So it is nothing but it is a interlinked connection of the independent jobs or events. So you can see in the below image we have different jobs. Commit is one job, build is one job, test is one job, stage is one job, deploy, dev or QA is one job. So you can see all these jobs are interlinked. Like one job will be performed after another one. So once the commit is done, then the build job will trigger, then the test job will trigger, then the stage one will trigger, and then deployment will done. So these are the jobs, these are interlinked with each other, and one job is done, then after the other job is picked up. So this is what the Jenkins pipeline, and I will be creating one similar kind of Jenkins pipeline where I will create different jobs and then I will try to interlink them. So in this approach, we are going to follow the declarative approach of creation of Jenkins pipeline. There is another approach of scripted approach. So we are not following that. We are going to use the declarative approach of creation of Jenkins pipeline. So let's get started. So let me up my Jenkins. So let me go to the Jenkins var file location, open a command prompt here, and then run the command java -jar jenkins.var. Okay, so it will make our Jenkins up, and then we can go to the browser and log in. So the Jenkins will be up on the default port number, which is 8080. So let me log in there. Let it up first. So you can see Jenkins is fully up and running, and then let me refresh this. You can see the login page has come up. Now let me log in. Okay, so here what I will do, I will try to create three different jobs and then try to create a pipeline using that. So I will be creating three different jobs. Let's say dev, UAT, and production. Okay, so once the dev job is completed, then after the UAT job will trigger, and then after the production job will trigger. So if the dev job is failing, then the production and UAT job will not trigger. So I will create a pipeline like that. So we'll create three different jobs, dev, UAT, and production, and we'll link all of them one by one in a sequence and then create a pipeline. Okay, so let me create a new job here. So you can go to the new item and then you can choose any of them. So let me choose the Maven project here. I already have a project pushed to the Git. You can see I'm going to use this project to create our jobs. So let's say, let me name this job like dev. Okay, and dev job, something like that, of dev environment. Okay, and Maven project, and then okay. Okay, it will take few seconds to create it. Then we need to do some configuration here. So let's say it's a dev environment job. Okay, now let me try to provide the GitHub URL of the project. So let's say this is the URL. Copy it. I will I will give the link of this GitHub URLs in the description of this video. You can use it from there. It's a simple project. Okay. Now let me go to the Git and then provide the repository URL. So you can come here and then come to the code, and then from here you can copy the repository URL and then go to the dev environment, paste it out here. If you want, you can provide your Jenkins credential here. I'm not going to use that. Now let me try to provide the poll ACM. So we want to trigger our jobs each time we are committing our changes to the Git. Okay, so let me do that. Okay, now what I'm going to do, go to the post steps, nothing to do. Now let me try to add post step here. So let's say it's invoke top level Maven targets and the goal should be install. Okay, and then apply and save. So our first job is created, which is dev job. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create the second one. So I think the build for this job will start automatically here. Till then, let me create a second job. So similarly, you can create the second job. You can come here, come to the new item, and then go for Maven. Provide, let's say it's a UAT environment. Okay, let's say okay. Provide the configuration here. Okay, I'm using the same project. So let me try to provide the URL and then go to the Git source code management and then provide the repository URL, which is .git here. Okay, and then poll ECM. Let me trigger the build for each commit. So now come down, add post build step, invoke top level Maven projects, Maven targets, and then the goal should be installed here. Okay, now apply this, save it. So we are done with the creation of the second project as well. Now let me create the third one. So go to the dashboard, new item, and then let me create the prod environment here. Okay, okay. Let me provide the description. Prod env job, something like that. GitHub project URL. Okay, and then repository URL. Okay, poll ACM. Okay, now go down and go for the post build step, invoke top level Maven targets and provide the goal, install, and then apply and save. So we are done with the creation of our jobs. Now let me go to the dashboard and show you what all jobs we have created. We have created this prod, dev, and UAT. You can see the build for dev has done, and prod and UAT is still going on. So let it build first, then I will try to create the pipeline for this. So to create a pipeline, what you need to do, you need to have one build pipeline plugin. So if you don't have, you can go to the manage Jenkins and then go to the plugins, manage plugin, and then from there you can install it. So I already have installed. So you can go to the let me show you what plugin it look like. So go to the install plugin and then you can search for the build pipeline. Okay, so you can see this pipeline plugin. This plugin you need to install. Okay, if it is not installed, you can go to the available plugin and then search for it. So I already have installed it, so it is coming under the install plugins. If it is not installed for you, then you can come to the available plugin and search for it. Build pipeline. It will come here, and then thereafter you can click this option install without restart, and then you are good. Now let me go to the dashboard and then create a pipeline for it. So you can come here and then you can you can see this plus icon. You can click on this new view and then this will come. Build pipeline will view will come. So let me select this and then provide the build pipeline name. So let's say the pipeline name I'm going to use as a pipeline Jenkins demo pipeline. Now let me create this. Here you can provide the description. Let's say Jenkins pipeline for demo. Okay, now go down. So this is the initial job that it's already selected. You can provide what initial job you want to trigger. So this is initial job for me. Okay, and now go down, and then you can provide. Okay, let apply. Nothing to change, and then okay. So you can see it has created one pipeline, and this pipeline is called Jenkins demo pipeline, and this is description for that, and it has only one job now. Now let me try to add the another job in sequence. So after dev, I want to trigger the UAT job, and then after that production. So how we can do that? So let me go to the dashboard and then open up the UAT here. Okay, now you can go downside. Let me go to the configuration of UAT. So now go down. Here you can see this option build trigger, and inside that there is an option called build after other project are built. So you can select it here. So let's say the first project that we want to build is dev environment, and after that the UAT will trigger. Apply and save it. Similarly, what you can do, you can go for the production as well. So let me go to the dashboard, open up the production configuration, and then there we need to do this configuration. So open the configuration and then go down, go to the build trigger, and then build after other project are built, and let me provide the UAT here, and then okay, then apply this and then save it. So we are done with the creation of our pipeline. Now let me go to the dashboard and then show you what is the pipeline looking like. So this is the pipeline, Jenkins demo pipeline. So you can see we have created this pipeline and the jobs are there in the pipeline. First is the dev, and after that UAT, and after that environment. So if the dev is successful, then UAT will trigger and then the production will trigger. If the dev is failing, then it will not trigger the UAT and production. So let me try to run the dev first. So go to the dev dashboard and then go to dev and then try to run the dev. So let me try to build now. So I'm building the dev, and then in the pipeline you can see the dev is started building. And if the dev is successful, then UAT will trigger, and then after that the production build will trigger. And if the dev is failing, then UAT will fail and production will fail. So this is how the pipeline is looking like. So let me show you. So we need to wait for seconds, and then once the dev build is completed, then UAT can start. So let wait. So you can see the dev is successful now, and then now it will go to UAT, and in few seconds UAT build trigger will start. Just wait for it. You can see I just refreshed it and you can see this UAT build is started. Once the UAT will be up and completed, then it will go to the production. Let me refresh this. Okay, so UAT is done now. So it will pick up the production build. You can see it has picked up the production build. And we can see that production build is also done. So first the dev build was done, then UAT and then production. Let me try to show you scenario where dev is failing. Okay, so let me go to the application. Let me open the application and then put some compile time error there and then we'll see. So where is that? Jenkins job application, I think. Let me open it. Okay, so here let me try to manually make some compile time error. So you can see I have removed this. I'm just making the name of the class like Jenkins job application. I'm removing the n from here so that it can get the compile time error because we are using this class here. So let me try to push this error code. So open the git desktop. Let me try to commit this. Okay, let me push it. Once we'll push it to the git, then the build will automatically trigger because in the cron expression in the poll ACM we have provided like that. So let me go to the Jenkins and then show you. Okay, let me refresh this. Or you can come to the dashboard and you can also see in some few seconds it will pick up the build for the dev and then you can see there is a four build are in the queue. So let me go to the Jenkins. You can see in the pipeline the dev build is started. Okay, so once the dev build will be failed, then it won't trigger the UAT and the production build. So you can see dev is failed. Now let me refresh and wait for few seconds. So you can see UAT build is not picking up because the dev build has failed because we have created a pipeline in such a way that once the dev build is done, then only the UAT and the production will happen. So this is about the Jenkins pipeline, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to Engineering Adda. So today I'm going to show you how you can create a Jenkins pipeline using a script. In the earlier video, I already have showed you that how you can build your Jenkins pipeline manually. So here I will try to use the script and create the Jenkins pipeline. So let me make our Jenkins up. So let me open a command prompt here. Let me close one. Let me go to the location where I have my jar file, var file, sorry. So okay, so let me run the var file. The command is java minus jar jenkins.var. Okay, so it is opening up the Jenkins for me. In few seconds it will up and running, and then what we can do, we can log in from the browser. So let it up. Yeah, you can see it is up. Now let me go to the browser. Let me open a tab here. Let me log into the Jenkins. So the URL for the Jenkins is localhost 8080. So let me log in it. So you can see this is the Jenkins dashboard. Now how I can create a pipeline. So for that you need to install one plugin. So you can go to the manage Jenkins and then go to the manage plugin, and here you need to search the pipeline. I already have installed the plugin, so it will be there in the installed plugin for me. So let me show you pipeline. You can see this is the plugin that we need to install. If it is not installed, you can go to the available plugin and then just search for it. Because I already have installed it, so it is not coming here. So once you install this plugin, what you need to do, you need to go to the dashboard, and then here you can see new item. So you can go to the new item, and then here you can see the pipeline. So we need to create a job in the form of pipeline. So let me create a job. Let's say Jenkins first pipeline. Okay, let me select the pipeline and okay. Now what I need to do, once it is up, we need to do some configuration here. So let me try to give the description. Jenkins demo pipeline. Okay. Now if you want to create the pipeline for your project, then directly you can provide your GitHub project link here. I'm not going to do that. I'm simply going to create a Jenkins pipeline. Okay. In the earlier videos, I already showed you how you can configure your Git, how you can plan your build. So everything I showed you in the earlier videos, you can watch it out. Now you can see this option pipeline. So here you need to provide your pipeline script. So the script is like pipeline. Inside the pipeline, we need to provide everything. Pipeline. And here you need to provide the stages and the steps. And first we need to provide the agent here. Let's say any agent. Now we need to provide the stages, stage, and we need to provide the stage name. Let's say I'm going to create one stage called dev. Okay, so let me go inside the stage and then create a step here. Okay, so in this step, what I'm going to do, I'm just simply printing out something. So let's say dev environment. Let me copy the stage here and then create a new stage, and third one. So let's say it's a UAT and it's prod. Okay, let me change the name here. So it's UAT and prod. Okay, so we have created the pipeline where we have three different stages: dev, UAT, and prod. Now let me do apply and then save it. So in few seconds it automatically triggered the build. If it is not triggering, then what we can do, we can go build now. Okay, so let's wait for few seconds. Okay, okay, let me trigger the build here. So it is saying build is queued. So you can see our first build is success. Now let me open the console output and show you how it is looking like. So you can see whatever we have printed there in the stages, it is printing here dev, UAT and prod, and then finishing up. Let me show you the broader view of the pipeline. So you can see this is the pipeline that we have created. These are the stages. Okay. So inside the stages, inside the steps, whatever, like I have printed something, right? But if you want to do some work according to your project, then you can define your work there and then plan your work. So this is how the pipeline is looking like. So this is about this video, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to Engineering Adda. So today I'm going to discuss how we can create or how we can build a multi-branch pipeline in Jenkins. So what is the feature of multi-branch pipeline? Where it helps us. So let's say if you have a GitHub repository and you have created three or four feature branch of that repository and you want to create a build of all the feature branch and the master branch at the same time, then you can use the multi-branch pipeline there. So let's get it started. Let me go to the Jenkins and then let me try to create and show you how it is working. So I already have my Jenkins up. So let me and logged in there also. So if you don't have a multi-branch pipeline plugin installed on your Jenkins, then you need to install that first. So how you can install it? So you need to go to the dashboard and you can go to the manage Jenkins and then after that go down. You can see manage plugin here. So in the plugin I already have installed, so it is coming in my installed plugins. So let me show you what is the name of that plugin. So you can see, you can search for the multi-branch pipeline, multi-branch pipeline. So you can see this is the plugin. Okay, if you have not installed it, you can go to the available plugin. You can search for it, and it will come here. Then you have to choose one of these two options: install without restart or download now and install after restart. So once you are installed, then you can go to the dashboard. Now you have to go to the new item and then here you can see this option coming. You can see multi-branch pipeline. You need to select it. So let me create a demo multi-branch, something like that, pipeline. Okay. And you need to select this and then OK. If you want to provide the display name, you can provide it. So let's say demo multi-branch pipeline. Okay. If you want to provide some description, you can do. Now let me add the branch source as a git, and here you need to provide the repository where you want to trigger the build. So I'm using this my GitHub demo repository for this project. So let me try to show you. You can go to the repository and I'm using this GitHub demo. If you want, you can clone it from here. And let me show you, it has three feature branch. So you can see one master branch and this, and then it has this two feature branch. So total three branch we have now for this repository. So let me copy this, the main repository, and then come here. Let me provide it here. If you want to provide the credential of your GitHub, here you can provide, but this is the public feature, public repository, so I'm not going to provide the credential of GitHub here. So let me go next. Okay, go down. So first thing you need to make sure that you write a Jenkins file for the build. So I already have written the Jenkins file and it is there in my all three features branch. And let me show you what I have written there. So I am simply I have written some stages there. So let me show you first. So you can go to the Jenkins file and you can see I have written one pipeline. If you don't know how you can write a declarative pipeline, I already have a video on my channel. So this is the way of writing the pipeline, and then you need to provide the agent and then stages. Inside the stages, you can have a stage and then you need to provide the steps, what you need to do. So let's say I'm simply printing this stage name, build stage, test stage and deploy stage. Okay. So this is how our pipeline will look like. Now let me go to the Jenkins. If some other option is coming, sometimes it is already picking up for me the Jenkins file. If it is not coming, here it will give you the option to write the script. Whatever script we have written in the form of Jenkins file, you can copy it and then paste it there in the script. So once it is done, now go down and then apply and save. So once it is done, what you need to do, you are good. Now you can go to the scan multi-branch pipeline now. Okay, so it will start your build, or you can see it is already started the build for the all three feature branch. You can see the feature branch 1, engineering adda patch 1, and the master branch. Let me show you the feature the branches in my GitHub. So let me come here. You can see master is there, and then these two branches are also there. So at the same time it started the trigger for all of the branches. So this is how multi branch pipeline is looking like. Let me try to show you. Let me go to the build history, go back. Okay, so here you can see inside the feature inside the multi branch pipeline that we have created, you can see these three jobs are running, three builds are running. Let me go to the master and show you how it is looking like. So you can see these are the pipeline stages for us. So you can see for the master, it has went through all of the stages and it is succeed. Similarly, it will do for the other branch. So you can see at the same time, it is creating the pipeline for all of the feature branch. It is creating the build for all of the feature branch. So this is how you can use the multi-branch pipeline in your project to build each feature branch at the same time. So thanks for the videos. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Thanks.